In the vast tapestry of world mythology, where gods play chess with human destinies and heroes embark on quests that defy imagination, there lurks a lesser-sung hero, or rather, heroes. Yes, we're talking about the canines of the cosmos, the pups of the underworld, the dogs of the dead. From the sun-scorched sands of ancient Egypt, where Anubis, the jackal-headed god, judges your heart heavier than his feathered headdress, to the gloomy gates of Greek Hades, guarded by Cerberus, the original bad dog with a bark and bite to match his 3 heads. These aren't your typical fetch-playing furballs. Imagine the surprise of ancient souls, expecting a solemn passage to the afterlife, only to be greeted by these divine doggos. Welcome to the afterlife. Please mind the drool. It's a testament to the importance of dogs, not just as loyal companions in life, but as pivotal figures in death, guiding, guarding, and sometimes growling at the souls of the departed. Join us as we leash up and embark on a mythical journey from the jackal-guarded tombs of Egypt to the snarling gates of Greek mythology and beyond. We'll uncover the tales of Anubis, Cerberus, and other legendary canine figures who play a crucial role in the afterlife narratives across cultures. What do they symbolize? Why are dogs so often cast in these roles? And most importantly, do they get celestial belly rubs? So sit, stay, and prepare to be unleashed into the world of Anubis to Cerberus, dogs of the dead in mythology. And fear not, no actual dogs were turned into constellations in the making of this video. Or so we think. In the annals of ancient Egyptian mythology, where gods wielded power over the elements and the fates of mortals, Anubis held a domain both awe-inspiring and a tad morbid: mummification and the afterlife. Born of the union between Osiris, the god of the dead, and Nephthys, the mistress of the house, Anubis's origins are as enigmatic as his role in guiding souls to the beyond. But why the jackal head? In a land where symbolism was as rich as the Nile's floodplains, the choice of a jackal for Anubis's visage was no mere aesthetic whim. Jackals, creatures that lurked at the edges of deserts and graveyards, were both feared and respected. They were the cleaners, the ones who tread between the worlds of the living and the dead. For the ancient Egyptians, Anubis's jackal head symbolized this very liminality: protection in the journey through death's domain. Anubis's resume was quite impressive and peculiar for a deity. Tasked with embalming, he was the original divine mortician, ensuring that the VIPs of ancient Egypt were ready for their eternal after-party. But his most crucial role was as the weigher of hearts. In the Hall of Truth, Anubis placed the heart of the deceased on one side of the scales and the feather of Ma'at, representing truth and justice, on the other. It was the ultimate cosmic judgment day scenario, only with less fire and brimstone and more feathers. Anubis, with his meticulous jackal's attention to detail, ensuring every heart was properly weighed. No cheating now, I've got an eye for this. It was believed that those whose hearts were lighter than the feather would move on to a blissful afterlife, while those heavier with misdeeds faced a less savory end. Let's just say, you didn't want your heart to tip those scales. The jackal god of ancient Egypt embodies the intricate relationship between life and death, serving as a guardian and guide for the souls embarking on their journey to the afterlife. His enduring legacy in mythology reminds us of the ancient Egyptians' deep reverence for the dead and their belief in a life beyond this world, watched over by a deity with the keen eyes of a jackal. Leaving the sun-drenched lands of the Nile, we journey to the shadowy realms of Greek mythology, where Cerberus, the fearsome guardian of Hades, stands watch. This isn't your ordinary guard dog, but a monstrous sentinel tasked with a singular chilling mandate: to prevent the dead from escaping the underworld. Cerberus, or Kerberos, as he's known in Greek, is often depicted as a gigantic, menacing dog with not one, not two, but 3 heads. Each head is believed to see the past, present, and future. Some tales even mention up to 50 or 100 heads, but let's stick to 3 for brevity's sake. His eyes blaze like embers in the dark, and a serpent for a tail whips the air, a venomous reminder of his lethal capabilities. This hellhound's bark and bite are equally ferocious, capable of instilling fear in the bravest of souls. Cerberus stars in several myths, his most famous appearance being in the tale of Heracles' 12th labor. Tasked with capturing Cerberus, Heracles must venture into the underworld, a feat that requires more than mere brawn. With strength and cunning, he manages to wrangle Cerberus, earning the hellhound's begrudging respect and completing his labors. This story highlights not just the might of Cerberus, but also the courage and resilience required to face the guardians of the afterlife. One can't help but wonder about the logistics of walking a 3-headed dog. Does each head need its own collar? Do they all agree on the direction to go? Or is it more of a democratic vote? Heracles might have been a hero, but Cerberus was undoubtedly the underworld's ultimate challenge in pet management. Cerberus, with his venomous tail and multitude of eyes, stands as a formidable barrier between the living and the dead, a constant in the ever-shifting narratives of Greek mythology. His presence at the gates of Hades serves as a stark reminder of the Greeks' views on death and the afterlife. Fearsome yet fascinating, an adventure into the unknown guided by the most loyal of guardians. Our mythical journey with canine guardians of the dead doesn't end in the ancient Mediterranean. Across the globe, in the heart of what is now Mexico, the Aztecs revered a god whose connection to dogs was both profound and poignant. Enter Solot, not your average deity. This dog-like figure is associated with lightning, fire, and death, but with a twist, he guides the deceased through the underworld. Unlike his twin, Quetzalcoatl, Solotl embraces the shadows, embodying the essence of change and renewal. In Aztec imagery, Solotl's canine form reassures the dead that they have a companion in their journey to the afterlife, ensuring they are never alone. Across the ocean, in the British Isles, tales of spectral canines like the Barghest and Black Shuck haunt the night. These ghostly black dogs, with glowing red eyes and an ominous presence, are said to roam the countryside, heralding death and misfortune. Though feared, their stories are deeply woven into local folklore, embodying the mysteries that lie beyond the veil of life. In Welsh mythology, the Hounds of Anwen prowl the unseen world. Known as Cwan Anwen, these spectral dogs hunt lost souls, guiding them to Anwen, the Welsh otherworld. Led by Aran, the king of Anwen, or sometimes by Gwyn ap Nudd, the lord of the underworld, the Cwan Anwen's howls pierce the night, a reminder of the wild hunt that rides through the skies, collecting wayward spirits. From the loyal guide Xolotl to the ominous Barghest and the soul-hunting Chuen and Wn, dogs in mythology represent a bridge between the worlds of the living and the dead. Their presence in these tales speaks to a universal reverence and fear of the unknown, with each culture casting these canine companions in roles that reflect their own understandings of death and the afterlife. In the tapestry of global mythology, dogs stand as enduring symbols, woven into the fabric of our collective consciousness. Their presence in tales of the afterlife transcends mere companionship, embodying deeper themes of loyalty, protection, and even purification. These loyal guardians at the gates of death serve as our guides, protectors, and purifiers, leading souls through the transition from life to whatever lies beyond. The cultural significance of these canine companions in death-related mythology cannot be understated. Across different civilizations, dogs are revered not just for their loyalty to their human counterparts, but as spiritual entities in their own right. They hold the keys, or in this case the leashes, to realms beyond our understanding, symbolizing the unwavering fidelity that persists even in the face of death. This ancient symbolism has not faded into the obscurity of the past, but has found new life in our contemporary world. Modern literature, cinema, and art continue to draw inspiration from these guardians of the dead. From the faithful Hound of Baskerville to the protective direwolves of Westeros, the legacy of mythological dogs like Anubis and Cerberus persists, reminding us of the thin line between the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen. These tales and depictions encourage us to ponder our own beliefs about loyalty, protection, and the journey after death. They challenge us to consider how ancient myths mirror our deepest fears and highest hopes about what comes after life, and how these loyal canine companions guide us not just in stories, but in the very essence of our search for meaning in the face of mortality. If the tales of these celestial canines have intrigued you, stirred your imagination, or simply brought you a moment of awe, we invite you to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into the rich tapestry of world mythology. Until our paths cross again in another tale of gods, heroes, and the creatures that walk beside them, may the loyalty and courage of these mythic dogs inspire you in your own journey through life's mysteries.